Greetings, folks! Today, we dive into the fascinating world of harvesting and farming various vegetables. Harvesting is a crucial process that bridges the gap between the farm and your dinner table. It's the final step in the farming cycle, but it's just as important as all the steps leading up to it. This process determines the quality and ultimately the taste of our food. From the crispiness of our salads to the spiciness of our curries, it all starts here, with harvesting. In this video, we'll be exploring the harvesting and farming of several vegetables that are staples in many of our diets. We'll delve into the world of onions, cabbages, potatoes, and green chilies, each with its unique harvesting methods and farming requirements. We'll also touch on the use of farming machines in modern agriculture. So tighten your seatbelts as we embark on this harvesting journey. First on our list, the pungent yet essential onions. Now, harvesting onions isn't rocket science, but there's an art to it. First, we need to know when they're ready for harvest. The tops of the onions will start to fall over and turn yellow. That's your cue. Next, let's get down to the business of pulling them out. Don't be too hasty. Gently loosen the soil around the bulbs with a garden fork. Now grab the onion near the base and pull straight up. Voila, you have an onion in your hand. But we're not quite done yet. Onions need to be cured for storage. Lay them out in a single layer, preferably in a cool, dry, and well-ventilated area. Leave them for about 2 weeks until the outer layers are dry and the necks are tight. With these steps, you'll have a bounty of fresh onions ready for your kitchen. Next up, the leafy and nutritious cabbage. Harvesting cabbage is a process that requires keen observation and careful handling. Knowing when to harvest is crucial. Generally, cabbages are ready when the heads have grown firm. A gentle squeeze should be enough to judge their readiness. Once determined, it's time to cut the cabbage heads. Using a sharp knife, cut the cabbage at the base, just below the head, leaving a few lower leaves intact. Now, let's talk about storing these leafy greens. Cabbages can be stored in a cool, humid place. Place them in a root cellar if you have one, or in the crisper drawer of your refrigerator. Remember, don't wash the cabbage heads before storing, as moisture can cause them to spoil. Instead, remove any loose leaves and store the heads as is. And that's how you'll get fresh and crisp cabbage right from your backyard. Moving on to everyone's favorite, the versatile potatoes. This humble root vegetable begins its journey in the cool, dark earth. Planting potatoes is a simple process. You start with a seed potato, a mature spud with eyes from which new plants can sprout. These are placed in well-drained soil, about 3 inches deep and 12 inches apart. As the days pass, green shoots will break through the soil, drinking in the sunlight to fuel their growth. It's important to make sure they're well nourished, so regular watering and a healthy dose of compost or fertilizer is key. After about 2 to 3 months, when the leaves of the plant start to yellow and wilt, it's time to harvest. This is done by gently digging around the plant, being careful not to damage the tender potatoes. Once harvested, potatoes should be stored in a cool, dark, and well-ventilated place to prevent them from sprouting or rotting. With these steps, you'll never run out of potatoes for your delicious meals. Last but not least, the fiery green chilies. The journey of a green chili starts with planting the seeds in a well-drained soil with a dash of sunlight and a pinch of patience. As the plants grow, ensure they have plenty of water and nutrients. Don't forget to keep an eye out for pests. Now comes the fun part, knowing when to harvest. You'll know it's time when the chilies are firm to the touch and have a vibrant green color. The harvesting process is simple. Just cut the chili off the plant with a sharp pair of scissors. Once harvested, it's crucial to store them correctly to maintain their freshness. A cool, dry place is perfect for storing these spicy delights. And remember, green chilies are not just about the heat, they're packed with vitamin C and other nutrients too. And with that, you can enjoy homegrown green chilies, adding that essential kick to your dishes. That was quite a journey, wasn't it? We've covered a lot of ground today, learning about the intricacies and nuances of farming and harvesting. We began by delving into the world of onion harvesting, where we learned that timing is key. We discussed how the tops of the onions will start to fall over and turn brown when they're ready, and how carefully lifting them from the ground can prevent damage to these delicious bulbs. Then, we moved on to cabbage, another crop where timing is essential. We discovered that when the heads of the cabbages are firm all the way through when squeezed, it's time to harvest. And remember, a sharp knife is your best friend when it comes to cutting the head off the stem. Our journey then took us to the potato fields. We learned that the potato plant's life cycle can give us clues about when it's time to start digging. When the foliage begins to die back and the skin of the potatoes is thick enough that it doesn't rub off, we know it's time to harvest. And let's not forget about the importance of curing, which helps harden the skin and improve storage. Next, we ventured into the world of green chili farming and harvesting. We learned that the color and size of the chili can indicate its readiness for harvest. Green chilies are typically harvested while they're still green and have reached their maximum size. And again, careful handling during harvesting can help prevent damage to this spicy crop. But what's the point of harvesting if we don't store our produce correctly? We touched on some key storage methods, such as keeping onions in a cool, dry place, storing potatoes in a dark, humid environment, and refrigerating green chilies to maintain their freshness. Remember, with a bit of knowledge and patience, you too can reap the rewards of your own vegetable harvest. Until next time, happy farming!